I have created the best build in NBA 2K26. If you need a build that can dunk, shoot, dribble, and defend, then this is the build for you. It's only day one and I'm already cooking everybody that I play. I'm gonna give you guys the build, the jump shot, the dribble moves, and the dunk packages. Drop a like and subscribe if you're new. I got a lot of good content on the way. What if I told you that if Dak Prescott gets 1 yard in week 1, you win? This is only on Prize Picks. And on top of that, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups when you place any $5 lineup, win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll still get your 50 bucks. All you gotta do is use code YoungDirk when you sign up. Prize Picks is super easy to use. First, you pick your sport, then you select your category within that sport, then select your players within the category and decide if they're gonna go more or less. You can mix and match categories, mix and match sports. It doesn't matter, you can do whatever you want. Now keep this in mind, the more players you choose and get right, the more money you can make. And you can now play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Make sure you use code YoungDirk and click the link in the description when you sign up today. You'll get $50 in lineups when you place any $5 lineup, win or lose. Please play responsibly, and a huge thanks to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. All right, here we go. We're gonna be a shooting guard. We're going to be 6'8". Height is very important this year. I will touch on that in a bit. For the weight, we're going lowest weight, 185 pounds. With a 6'10" wingspan so we can get set shot specialist on Hall of Fame. So 2 things before we get into the build. First, I'm going to make this with 1 cap breaker since we get one at the end of the season at level 40. And then I'm going to talk about the build specialization and where to put the max badges towards the end of the build. All right, let's start in the finishing. You guys know I love to rim run. I love to meter dunk. We're going to go with a 92 driving dunk here and use our +1 cap breaker to get this to a 93, and combined with the vertical, that is going to get us posterizer on gold once we equip our cap breaker. Being 6'8" with posterizer on gold is a very lethal combo, and if you wanted, you could put this on Hall of Fame or even Legend with your max badge +2. As for the rest of the finishing, we're going to leave our close shot at a 72, the layup at a 72, and for the standing dunk, we're going to leave it at a 52. The standing dunk cheese only works on 6'5" and up, and because we have the 52 and we're 6'8", we're going to be able to do the standing dunk cheese. Onto the shooting, we're going to go with a 93 midi, which as you can see is going to get us that set shot on Hall of Fame. When I unlock my first max badge +1, I'm going to put it on this to get it on Legend. If you want to be an elite player, you have to be an elite shooter. You got to be able to hit your shots. So that's why we're going with this set shot on Legend. If you want, you could put your +1 on your shifty shooter instead. But so far, the middies seem really OP. I have a feeling that's going to be a meta how it has been every year. Like, dudes are sparking already in the mid-range, including me, with only bronze shifty shooter. So I can't even imagine how good this badge is going to be on Legend. And if you just want a midi fade on the 2s, then obviously, yes, of course, use your max badge +2 on shifty shooter. All right, now onto the 3-pointer. We're going to put this up to an 83 to get that limitless range on bronze. Now listen, okay, because we have the shooting badges from the mid-range, this is going to make it a lot easier for us to hit our 3s. And so far on day 1, people with no badges are sparking from 3. I'm already shooting like 65% from 3 with no badges, with just bronze set shot specialists. So for me personally, I'm very satisfied with the 83-3. If you want to raise it a little higher, by all means, go ahead. It is your build. I'm not a 5s player, so I'm leaving the free throw at a 68. If you are and you want to change it, that's completely okay. On to the playmaking. Now, I'm actually going with an 86 ball handle, so I have all of the 6'8" dribble moves unlocked, and it also gives us the ankle assassin on silver, along with handles for days and unpluckable on silver. Now, me personally, I have noticed that the stamina drains pretty quickly when you're dribbling this year, so I'm actually going to use my tier 1 max badge +2 on handles for days to get this on Hall of Fame. And don't worry, I'm going to give you all my dribble animations towards the end of the video. Now onto the speed with ball. We could go with a 75 to get lightning launch on silver, but I'm actually going to put it up to an 80 to get the blur takeover ability, which you guys will see later. Okay, here we go. I lied. Here it is right here. Blur is a really good takeover, and I'm going to be rim running on a 6'8", so I want to get to the rim. Anyways, we're going to use our tier 2 max badge +2 on lightning launch to get that on Hall of Fame. So we're going to have Hall of Fame lightning launch on a 6'8". They blessed us by giving 6'8" this lightning launch in tier 2. Onto the pass accuracy. I am not much of a passer. I don't really like to pass the ball. I like to score, but we're still going to go with a 71 pass accuracy. And wait, now listen. I'm mainly a 2s player, so I don't really need high pass. And to be honest, you could probably get away with this on 3s as well. But if you're a 5s player, obviously you're going to want to raise your pass accuracy. But to be honest with you, I was running a 60 pass on 2s earlier. I was throwing good passes. I only turned the ball over 1 time in 10 games. Going over to the defense, we are going to put our perimeter up to a 74, and then we're going to go over here to our agility and put this up to a 74 as well, and that's going to get us challenger, on-ball menace, and pick dodger all on bronze. Now, height is very important this year when it comes to contests. We are tall and long. That sounded a little off, but you guys know what I mean. In all the games that I have played so far, I've got a ton of stops in the speed. We're going to go with an 87 speed, and you guys will see in a second. But for the second year in a row, speed again seems to be very important on defense, so I'm glad I ended up going with an 87. As for the steal, we are going with a 79, which is going to get us interceptor and glove on silver. Now, obviously, I would want to get to an 85, but remember, the game just dropped. I don't have any cap breakers yet, and I don't want to make the build for cap breakers. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get them, so we're sticking with the 79 steal. As for the block, we are going to go with a 68 to get high flying denier on bronze. It's like a must-have if you're on a tall build, in my opinion. So I like the 68 block. Onto the interior. Interior is really expensive on a big build, so I'm only going to stick with a 55 for now. Again, no cap breakers. Would I want it higher? Yes. If you want a little higher, go ahead, but I feel like positioning, again, if you are in good position in front of your man, if you're between your man and the basket with your hands up with your right stick, you're going to get a lot of stops in the paint. Just off of my experience so far. It could change. It could be different when everybody gets their badges. But as of now, I think the 55 interior on a big, tall, long build like this is going to be good enough. Now, take that with a grain of salt. Again, nobody's got Legend Posterizer Hall of Fame. I could be wrong, but this is just off of my experience so far. Like I said, we're going to put our speed up to an 87, and then I'm actually going with strength on my build. I usually never go strength, but we're going to get that strong handle on gold with the 73. You can do the nutmeg stuff that's very overpowered. It was very overpowered last year, but I really wasn't on big builds. So now I am on a big build, so I got to have that strong handle on gold. And we're also going to get immovable on bronze for defense, physical finisher, and brick wall on bronze. Now onto the O board. Again, for some reason, O board is so cheap. Even on a 6'8", we went to a 25 to a 60. I love it. I love having O board, especially on big builds. We're going to get rebound chaser on bronze and box out beast on bronze. And depending who I'm playing with, I'm either going to use my tier 2 max badge +1 on Dimer or on box out beast. Now for the build specialization and the max badges, here's where the build gets crazy. So we're going to put our mid-range to a 91 and use the build specialization on shooting. We're going to use those 2 cap breakers to get it back up to a 93. Now, we're going to use our max +1 on set shot to get that on legend. Our max badge +2 to get shifty on legend. Then we're going to use our tier 1 max badge +2 on handles for days to get that on Hall of Fame. Use our tier 1 max badge +1 to get posterizer on Hall of Fame. Use our tier 2 max badge +1 on box out beast to get it on silver. And then our tier 2 max badge +2 on lightning launch to get that on Hall of Fame. That all sounds pretty overpowered if you ask me. Now let's get into the dribble moves, the jump shot, and the dunk packages. And remember, this is your build at the end of the day. If you want to tweak it to your play style and the game modes that you play, that's completely okay. It is your build. All right, so here is the jump shot. We don't even have a high release height, but because we're tall, we're 6'8", and most of the guards that I have played so far today, I would say 90% of them are 6'4" or 6'6". And bro, nobody has gotten a contest on me on a stand-still jump shot all day. So I really think height is going to be huge this year when it comes to getting contested. Now for the dribble moves, we're going to start with the dribble style. The best dribble style that we know so far for 6'5" to 6'9" is Zach LaVine. This gives you the best speed boost, so put this on. For the signature size up, we're going to go with Tracy McGrady. I like this for combos, and you get a pretty nice speed boost out of it. For the breakdown combo, we are going with the Devin Booker. It's the same from last year. Very, very good. As for my escape, I'm running Jimmy Butler. I like the speed boost and the spam with this. For my combo moves, I've been using Pro. For my crossover, put on Lonzo Ball. This really helps you get to the basket. For the behind the back, I've been going back and forth with Scottie Pippen and Kobe White. White has a good standstill behind the back, while Scotty has a good moving behind the back. For the spin, I have on Steve Nash. For the hesitation, I am using Scottie Pippen. Onto the step back. I've been using Vince Carter and Harden. I like Vince Carter more, but I'm probably going to switch to this Devin Booker. And for the triple threat style, we do not have to unlock Kobe this year. We have it from the start, so I'm using Kobe Bryant. Onto the dunks. Remember, less is always more when it comes to dunk packages. I am using pro contact dunks off of 2. I am using pro contact dunks off of 1, along with athletic hangs off 1, reverses off 1, and side arm tomahawks. I might take these off though, most likely probably because it got blocked a couple times. Then for the standing dunks, 2-hand under basket regular. For the NBA dunks, Devin Booker. And for the alley-oops, pro contacts and elite contacts. If you need a dribble tutorial, watch that video right there. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Have a good day. And thank you to NBA 2K for providing me this code to check out NBA 2K26 early.